Tuesday, and in celebration of Tiana Tuesday, we're going to do our first Tiana Talks episode here on YouTube on Princess T's Parlor. So today I'm going to be telling you about my, how do I want to say this? I don't want to say weight loss journey, but my body weight and body image story. We'll just call it a story. Let's just get right into it. Since this is a Tiana Talks, there's no really reason to introduce it. So here we go. So when I was younger, I was like, I feel like, okay, all kids have like baby weight. When I was younger, it wasn't baby weight. It was like I was a completely different person. You wouldn't even believe if I were to show you pictures, and I wish I had pictures, but they're at my mom's house back at home. She has like from like dance recitals and stuff. You would not believe that that's me at all. But anyway, so that was okay. So let me put it this way: when I was young, a young girl, like all the way up until about 9 years old, I was pretty slim and slender, like an average kid, pretty slim and slender. Once about fifth grade hit is when I started to put on extra weight, more than what I should have on me for my age and height. But at that age, you really don't think about it because you're young. There's other things to worry about. When I was in middle school, I was still chunkier. I'm going to try to find some pictures and insert them in here somewhere. Hopefully I can. If not, I'll do the best to describe. But when I was in middle school, I still wasn't really concerned with how I looked so much. I was still bigger than most of the girls in my class, and for my age and height, overweight. But it wasn't bothering me to like become a smaller size. I was always in, my parents always had us in dance, me and my sister in dance from a young age, and then I also did softball, soccer, and cheerleading from, I believe I started cheerleading in third or fourth grade all up until my senior year in high school. So I was always active. It was just, I just had this extra weight. So anyway, when I got to high school is when I started noticing the weight just kind of like literally fall off. And I will always say I really genuinely think, because I wasn't trying to lose weight, I really genuinely think it was from going from middle school cheer into high school cheer. The practices, workouts, all of the things we were doing were a little bit more intense. So I think it was just that difference that helped some of the weight, just kind of shed off of me. So freshman year, I was still chunkier. Sophomore year, you can, if I find these pictures, you'll literally be able to see each year that I just slimmed down. It wasn't until my senior year when I was already small. I want to say maybe about the size I was now. Not this shape, but I would definitely say this size, that I was like, okay, I can do this weight loss thing. It wasn't until my senior year when I was already slim and slender that I thought to myself, I need to lose weight. And I wouldn't say I was comparing myself to other people in my class, my grade level. I was just thinking, I see potential for the skin I'm in. I should do something about it. So that's when I started to work out. I would start to run around the neighborhood. I was watching what I was eating, but I wasn't watching what I was eating in a healthy way. So like I was eating less, but it wasn't the right amount of foods. My portion sizes were smaller, but it wasn't the right foods to fuel my. So like, for example, I would go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, usually on a Friday because I got paid on Fridays. I would go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning before school. I would get a cheddar bagel twist and either a corn muffin or a wake-up wrap. And I would only bring like a water bottle and maybe grapes to school with me for the day. So I would go first period and I would eat my cheddar bagel twist and save whatever else I got, the corn muffin or the wake-up wrap, for like second or third period. And then I would have my water and grapes for the rest of the day. I was eating a little bit, but I wasn't eating anything nutrient rich. I was at a size that I felt comfortable, but I wasn't maintaining that size in a healthy way. I remember when I went for my checkup, I want to say senior year to between senior year and college, that summer, checkup that you go to. When she told me my weight, I was so happy, but she was telling me I wasn't looking healthy. So I was like, well, you're telling me I'm at a healthy weight, but you're saying I'm not looking healthy. So at that point I was like, okay, So, I'm getting ready to go to college. It's senior year. I'm slimmer, definitely slimmer than I was freshman year. And I'm getting ready to go to college. And I wanted to go into college so super duper confident and comfortable in the skin that I was in. So I was working out during the summer. I was eating healthy. I was going for morning runs, anything I needed to do to make sure that by the time August rolled around and it was time for school to start, I was going to be so super confident in the skin that I was in. So boom, so college started. I felt really good about myself. College started, and it wasn't until Christmas break, we got back from Christmas break freshman year, that I realized I had put weight back on. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot of weight, but it was bigger than what I wanted to be. To any other person, it probably would have seemed normal. I looked okay. I looked healthy, but to me, it wasn't where I wanted to be. And I kind of let the rest of freshman year go with me being bigger than I was normally, or bigger than I was used to. But it was just one of those things I just kind of let it go because I had other things to focus on. Same thing sophomore year. I was still a little bit chunkier. I want to say sophomore year was the biggest I was throughout all of college. Um, Now I'm about to start my fifth year in college because of a major change in courses and state testing. So that was a good 3 years ago. I was probably at my biggest that I was in college. So when I went home for that summer, before junior year started, I was in the gym more often, watching what I was eating. But at that point, I was also like doing crash dieting, and I would do like the military diet. If anybody's ever heard of the military diet, then it's efficient, but it's not healthy. If you so anyway, I used to get like plastic wrap, and I saw on YouTube one time that if you wrap it around your body and work out, it helps you sweat more. So I would do that. I saw if you there's creams and stuff out there that are meant to help you sweat more. I would put those on, wrap me up in the plastic wrap, and then still put a sweat belt or waist trainer over that because I was trying to do anything to lose weight. And it was always only in my stomach. It was never in my legs, never in my arms. It was always only in my stomach. So anyway, so junior year started, and I think that between sophomore and junior year, that's when I came back definitely small. It was a noticeable small. It was like, wow, Tiana, you lost a little bit of weight. Yeah. So boom. So then towards the end of junior year, so I was still happy with my weight junior year, but I realized I could tone up. I was so super happy with my size, but I felt like I had a little bit of extra flab that could have just been tightened and toned up. So spring semester junior year, I was in the gym. Like I would go before class started. Didn't matter what time class started. I would go sometimes after class. I would go after work. I was watching what I was eating like crazy. I was counting every little calorie, and I was looking and analyzing every inch of my body to the point where it was like driving me insane. And I wasn't seeing results in the time limit I wanted to. So to everybody else, it was like, Tiana, you look so great, blah, 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 what are you doing? But to me, I was like, thanks, but I'm not seeing any results. And it was literally driving me crazy inside because I was doing all this stuff. I was looking and analyzing every inch of my body, literally, and seeing, okay, today I ate one extra bag of chips, so now I need to go work out for an extra like 2 hours in the gym. It was like an unhealthy craze, but that's what I was doing, and it made me feel good day in and day out. It made me feel like I looked good. Let me put it that way. It made me feel like to the outside world I looked good, no matter what my head was telling me inside, no matter how tired I was because I wasn't eating enough or whatever. I felt healthier within me. I started paying attention to more proteins. I started actually looking at what I was fueling my body with, but I was also looking at how I was looking on the outside. So that was kind of, it was interesting. It was kind of like a turning point in my body. I don't want to say body issue, but body image story. That's just what I'm gonna have to keep calling it, my body image story. So the summer between junior and senior year, so last summer, is when I wanted to make like a fit change for me. So I was down to the weight. I was down to the look. I never really paid attention to the number on the scale. So I was down to the look of how I wanted to be. Slim. I didn't have any more fat on my body that I was concerned about losing. I wasn't like, a stick, but I didn't have enough fat on my body that I felt like I needed to keep just doing cardio. So that's when I kind of transitioned into weight and strength training. I was lifting more weights at the gym. My cardio was minimal. I was doing, if anything, like 20 minutes on the Stairmaster, focusing more on weights in the gym. I wanted to build a booty, which, I've still failed but we're going to let that go. Maybe one day, just not today. So I was focusing on building muscle. I would look on like some IG pages and Twitter pages of like fit girls and like Fitspiration, as they call it, and that was what I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the gym working hard every day, and I would run. I would go to like the park and run maybe twice a week to get my cardio in, but then the other 4 or 5 days a week I was in the gym lifting weights, heavy weights. I was drinking protein shakes, which I never really did before. I was drinking BCAAs, which I never really did before. Anything like a gym buff was doing, I was doing it also. Last time I also went vegetarian last May, so we're in June now, so it's been a little over a year, and honestly, I didn't do it for the, like, animals are our friends thing. I did it more to see how it would benefit my body. Would I maintain weight? Would I feel leaner? I just wanted to see what it would do for my body. And looking back a year later, I can definitely say I feel leaner because I literally haven't worked out since last summer. I worked out once since last summer, and I just feel like my body maintained what I wanted it to. I feel lean, and I just feel good every day. So one other thing I want to talk about before this video wraps up is if you've ever heard of it, cool. If not, I would definitely Google it and get an idea of what it's about. It's called body dysmorphic disorder. And I hadn't known anything about it until I started thinking maybe this is something, like there's got to be something in my head that's making me feel like I look bigger than I really am. So I used to always, like I pretty much just said, I used to always think and see myself as bigger than I really was, or why is, one thigh not the same as the other thigh? Why is I used to just look at the little things that nobody even notices about me. Why today is my stomach looks like I'm 5 months pregnant, but yesterday I looked like my stomach was caving in. It was little things about me that kind of drove me crazy. So body dysmorphic disorder is basically seeing your body in a way that it's not. Whether it's you see yourself thinner than you really are, whether it's you see yourself bigger than you really are, something's not even, and I struggled with that a lot. And it's really a mental thing, because if people would take pictures of me, or I would see a video of me, or whatever, I looked and I would be so happy, be like, wow, like I look good. That's how I want to look. But to be inside of my body, I wouldn't feel that way. I would see it, but I wasn't feeling it. It's weird to explain. It's one of those things you just feel it within inside of you. And thinking back on it now, I've done a few things to overcome those feelings, and I'm happy, but it's still unfortunate that for so many years, and I wouldn't tell anybody because I'm the thinnest one in my family, so I feel like a lot of things I never said because I feel like they would have looked at me crazy, like, she's this small, well, how could she be feeling these things? But it's just one of those things that you don't speak up. So I feel like I self-diagnosed myself. I've never been to a counselor or anything because it wasn't never that serious. I never talked about it, but I know within of me, I know inside of me that's something that I was struggling with, and I'm so happy that now I can sit here and say I feel so super confident every day in the skin that I'm in. And there may still be a few things here or there that I want to change about myself, but for now I feel good. I feel healthy. I eat healthy every single day. And as far as other things to take care of yourself, my hair, take care of my hair, my skin, I drink water. I feel like there's so many other things that I do for myself that if I put on 5 or 10 pounds, I'll be okay. So, but with what I'm at right now and everything I've gone through for years about how I wanted to look and how I did look and what I've done to get to a certain look, I feel so super confident in my body. And I'm thankful for the health changes I've made, the eating changes I've made, and yeah. So that's my story thus far in my life. 22. Yeah, that's my story so far. If you guys ever if you have an idea of what you want to talk about, leave it in the comments, like and subscribe. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm open to talking about. I feel like Tuesdays will be a good day to do Tiana Talks on a Tiana Tuesday. It's definitely a movement. So stay tuned to see what I have for you next time, guys. Bye.